Hi Year 11. This video is designed to help you with your understanding of what microorganisms are. The big idea when we're talking about microorganisms is that they're really, really small, so small that you can't actually see them with the naked eye. And the microorganisms that we're going to be talking about specifically in the topic are bacteria, viruses, and fungi. And if you look at the diagram that you can see up on the screen, you can see some pictures of some cells, and it gives you an idea about how big they are relative to each other. So how much smaller a virus is than a bacteria, and how much smaller a bacteria is than the type of cells that make you up. You'll also notice there's some weird numbers down the bottom. So there's probably one on the far right that you recognize, which is a millimeter. And that's a unit that you'll use to measure things that are quite small. The big idea here is that when we talk about bacteria and we talk about viruses, we can't use millimeters. They're just too big a measurement. It would be like trying to measure your own height in kilometers. It doesn't fit. So we use something called a micrometer and something called a nanometer to measure things that are smaller than can be measured well with millimeters. And just to help frame it for you, 1 millimeter is 1,000 micrometers, and 1 micrometer is 1,000 nanometers. Now, let's frame that in terms of a scale that you may be able to understand. We measure viruses in nanometers. We measure bacteria in micrometers, and we can measure really small animals in millimeters. But for you to get what that means to you, from your point of view, you're 1,000 times bigger than a really small insect. A bacteria will be 1,000 times smaller than that insect, and a virus will be 1,000 times smaller than that particular bacteria. And that basically gives you an idea as to their size and their scale. There'll be other videos where we'll go through bacteria, funguses, and viruses, and other videos where we go through our specific life processes. But if you're going to understand microorganisms, you have to understand their scale.